Yo, Evo, where Melee at? No, side B. No.
Man, you gotta admit, that might as well have been what happened. That might as well have happened.
You know what's funny? That it might end up being a side event too.
Alright, but like, let's be fair. Like, for Evo, right? Like, how many versions of each game are there that at Evo, right? Like, for Street Fighter, there's Street Fighter 5. Any other Street Fighter games?
No.
For I don't know, Blaze Blue. Besides, Central Fiction.
Tag.
Cross They don't even do Central Fiction anymore. They just do cross tag.
They do cross tag, yeah.
They don't do any of the other ones, right?
Nope.
So why do you think we should get Smash Brothers? So we should get Ultimate 4?
Ultimate is in there.
Yeah, Ultimate is 4 in there?
No.
Okay, so Ultimate...
Dude, 4 died.
Project M.
That also died.
It did it?
No, it did.
So but they still want 2 of their games there.
See, I'm
Everybody else only
perfectly
gets 1
fine with Melee not being there.
As am I. Mostly because I don't care about competitive Melee. It's really boring to watch.
I actually find it entertaining to watch personally, but I'm not. Like,
I mean, it's really
the idea
it's
of
like it's
there.
really hyped to watch Melee, but like once you see 1 or 2 games, and you're like, okay, all the games progress like this. Oh boy, I can't wait to watch another Fox Mirror match on Final Destination.
No, correction. Jigglypuff, because that's the meta, and that's even super boring.
Well, what's
that.
really boring to watch is anybody on Ice Climbers.
Wobble, wobble, wobble,
Wobble, wobble, wobble, wobble, wobble, wobble, wobble. Yo, wobbling is so...
And then you just watch the other player unplug, because that's literally what happens. You may as well just... I've seen streams where people get wobbled, and they sit there and just take a sip of water.
Oh, yeah.
Eat their snack. The opponent literally just, like, stopped caring.
They just have dinner at that point.
Yeah.
It's like, hi, can I order a pizza?
Wobble
Okay,
is
thank
really
you.
impressive to watch the first time. You're like, whoa, they just like 0 to KO'd that person.
Dude,
that was
as
awesome.
soon as I saw
And then
the
you watch
first
the
time,
second time, you're like,
this is broken.
oh, this is boring.
This is busted, yo.
Right? So you're playing a game of Keep Away.
Keep away and kill the other character that doesn't matter.
Yep.
Yeah, but like, you still have to play Keep Away.
Yep.
And it sucks.
Yeah.
You know what I really want to see? Because what Duncan mentioned. Basically, Evo as a Peter Parker in Smash 4 is just in the trash can with the Spider-Man
Ooh,
uniform.
From the Spider-Man 2 meme.
Oh my god.
Actually, no, not Smash 4, Melee.
But we
Smash 4
should
and
probably
Melee.
do our intro.
Oh, we already have.
Oh,
Wait.
Yeah?
Have we?
I don't know. Have we?
Oops.
For the past couple minutes, you've been listening to the Suburban Media Gaming Podcast. This is episode 10. Yeah.
What? Oh, this is 10? Oh, wow.
I think,
already.
unless I'm that bad at counting.
Okay, good. We can go to our first bar.
What comes after 9?
11.
9.5.
Shoot.
Oh,
Well,
wait,
episode 9.5.
Well, you want to know what comes before 9?
what?
Mighty number.
You're fired. You're fired. As you've heard in this discussion so far, we have Helios
Hi.
and too elusive. It's Mr. Duncan and
Not so elusive.
and DHG. He's not elusive. He's a big target.
Wow.
I guess.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are 9 episodes. Oh, sorry, we're 10.
Episode 10.
Wow, I can't count.
We are 9 episodes in. This is our 9th episode.
Oh,
Yeah, this is episode 9.2 final mix.
We're re-recording.
recording
9.5 final mix HD prologue.
The story so
Featuring Dante
far.
from Devil May Cry.
Yes.
And Knuckles.
And Knuckles.
The story so far.
Funky mode. Alright, so this is going to be a little repetitive, but let's talk about what we've been playing recently.
Alright, so you go first.
I still have been playing Persona 3, because I took a little bit of a break, so I'm not very much further than I was last time we recorded. But it's still fun, honestly. My opinion on it right now is that it's not as good as Persona 5. It's not as gripping as Persona 5, but it's still good.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I want to finish it.
Okay, fair enough.
I have Aegis and the doggo, so like my party's set. third slot pending.
Right.
I'm excited because tomorrow I'm getting Fate Extella Link in the mail, so this episode is going to take me forever to edit. Because that game is going to be a game that I'm going to play. But besides that...
I was going to say, I might come over Wednesday to play it.
That's the plan.
We can play it.
Andy, what have you been playing?
Sonic Adventure 2, and speaking of taking breaks.
Oh, dear.
You sound like you need one.
He just finished the story, right?
I finished all of it.
Yeah.
And I am not too pleased.
Not enthused on the game? That's fair. I love it, but I can also totally understand.
It's like, at least it's not Sonic and the Secret Rings, but...
Oh, look, I don't think you want to torture yourself that much.
So yeah, at least there's still some enjoyment you can find in the
Yeah.
battle.
Yeah, there's controls.
It's just, it doesn't fully outweigh the negative. I'm working on a video for that.
Yeah, I was
I'm
about
gonna
to say.
let that speak for itself.
Andy HG video pending.
Basically
Duncan
my channel.
And Josh, we're going to do you at the same time.
Is it because of the...
Yeah, because I know you both been playing the same
Alright,
game.
you know what we gotta say because of that.
Jackpot! Oh my god!
Don't you dare say it!
Alright, so for the uneducated, what have you guys been playing?
DMC5.
Yeah.
We've been playing the DMC5.
We literally played that game until we beat it, and it's so good.
Yeah, you both not 100%. You both beat the story in like
Yep, I got the secret ending.
3 or 4 days after finishing.
I can definitely tell you,
picking it up.
if this is one of those rare cases where the game came out and it's worth every penny because they didn't shaft anything at all. Like, it's a complete game.
Yeah.
And
Excellent.
fans of the series who thought it was dead because of the last game that came out before this, they can actually have their hope restored. Capcom still has the ability to produce good Devil May Cry games. They just gotta not make that mistake again.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, wow, it's like Capcom can actually do good games.
Dude, it's called the Capcom Redemption arc for a reason, and they're doing a really good job.
I, for one, am gonna miss Crapcom.
Yeah, it's like Little Caesars. I can't make fun of them anymore. Because Little Caesars have been stepping up their game, too.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, the game is fun. It
No,
plays
just-
a lot.
Mhm.
It was one of the... I literally, like, played it straight through the story. And it's fast. The way it feels is it kind of feels similar to, like, when you're playing as, like, Nero. It definitely has more of that DMC4 feel.
Yep.
Whereas with Dante, I was kind of smiling inside because DMC3 is my favorite of the series.
Mm-hmm.
And playing as Dante in 5 feels exactly just like that. Albeit with like a little bit more of an updated kind of control to it, but still feels familiar enough where I was able to S-rank every single time I play it.
And you know what, guys? Devil May Cry 5 is exactly what Kingdom Hearts 3 should have been. They did everything right that game did wrong.
We'll get to that.
Oh, yes, we will.
But if Capcom's having their redemption arc, I guess Nintendo is still going through its, top 10 anime betrayals phase.
Ouch.
I mean,
In some regards.
VR.
Wait, what do you mean by that, by the way?
What did I mean by that?
Yes.
Well, no virtual console is still a really sore spot for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a sore spot for
Because-
me, too.
Yeah, I would put that as top 10.
It's like, I like being able to buy as much indie
the
games
Switch
as
is
I
coming
want.
out. Open the gates. There's no virtual console.
The only-
Close the gates.
The only way
Close it!
the only way you can get a virtual console on your Switch is if you get one that hasn't been patched and modded. Because my friend actually did that, and he has like a lot of the retro titles on
my
his
God.
Switch.
But that's not what I want.
I know.
I want to buy GameCube games. For my
I would
Switch.
love to purchase.
Where's my
these
Dreamcast
games.
stuff?
Let me play Sunshine.
Let me get my GBA titles on my Switch, please.
Let me play F-Zero GX. Give me
Ah.
a new F-Zero game!
I want to play Power Stone without going to get a PSP, please.
Yo, can I please play Battle Network on the go like the old days?
Oh my... Or, just remake all of them and make them better.
Oh my god, that's the dream. Capcom, do that for your redemption arc. Start with 3, the best one.
Honestly, if they actually put the effort, I actually wouldn't mind entirely if they started with 4.
If they put
effort into it.
They have to put effort into that.
Because that was the worst one of the entire series.
But hence why I said 3.
Exactly. Well, 3 is the best one, and 6 after that.
Yes.
But regardless.
Before we move on to our official topic, was there any news that you guys wanted to talk about? Just because
Well, for the people... Well,
besides the Switch VR being cardboard that you duct tape to your face.
Because
you're not wrong.
Nintendo's all about that cardboard now.
Yeah.
Boxes, yo, we got...
Boxes, yo, we got boxes.
Well, the only news that I've heard of is that apparently who runs Anthem right now? Was it EA?
Yeah, it's EA.
So basically, there was a thing where they had a bug in the game that allowed players to get loot, which is what was the main complaint that the players of Anthem has had in a while. And they literally voiced their opinions on it and told EA not to fix this bug because it encouraged people to play the game. What do you think EA did?
They fixed the bug.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I have heard an even better bug for Anthem that was subsequently patched. But the glitch was basically that your starting weapons are the strongest weapons in the game.
Ooh.
Because of the way that scaling works.
Yeah.
It would not only scale enemies to your level.
Mm-hmm.
It would also scale them to your equipment level.
Oh.
So if you ran around with level 1 gear and you shot an enemy, because of the way the health pools work, because you're supposed to be able to go do missions with anybody at any level. So like if you're a level 4 and you're playing with your friend who's a level 40, you're not struggling against any of the enemies.
Right.
So if you went in with level 1 starter gear and like it had really small numbers popping off the enemy as the damage, but you would still be able to take them down technically faster than you would with the highest level gear.
That's nutty.
Ooh, that's awkward, actually.
Yeah,
that's actually manipulating the leveling system that sounds very similar to how Final Fantasy Tactics work when you ran into a random battle and the monsters scale with your party members' level.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, that's nutty.
Yeah, it's really funny, but they had to fix it. They fixed it already, so it's not something you can take advantage of.
They fixed the glitch that nobody wanted fixed, though, because it actually inadvertently fixed their game. Like, when that glitch was happening, people were playing the game. And when they patched it, the community got so pissed that they ended up doing a one-day, I think it was a one-day boycott where nobody logged on at all. Yeah.
First off, I mean, the game's kind of... Yeah.
They didn't learn anything from Destiny at all.
And Destiny's slowly been getting better since the launch of the first one. Like, the end of Destiny 1 was fine. It was a good game. And then the launch of Destiny 2, I mean, it needed fixes, but it was still fine.
You would think they would
then they
learn
made it
that...
Forsaken.
You would think that they would learn that lesson from the get-go, though, not to repeat what Destiny did, where it's a rocky start that could have been avoided.
Yeah, they also put BioWare on this project. BioWare is great at
storytelling.
Mass Effect and Dragon Age and Knights of the Old Republic, and not at Destiny. They make deep lore story, like whether or not, like, I don't like Dragon Age, but I love Mass Effect.
Yeah, like I said, storytelling.
Like,
that's their biggest forte.
They're so good at it. Mass Effect Andromeda notwithstanding, but that's because that was made by a satellite team outside of BioWare, so it wasn't truly the good team. But they took their A game and they put it on Destiny clone.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah. That's like taking someone who only knows how to weld and, like, place them in an environment where they can't do anything.
It's like if you had somebody who's really good at soldering.
Yeah.
And you were like, here, weld this steel plate together.
And I'm like, what the heck?
this is what?
I
don't
can't
have the training for this.
I can't do that with my soldering tool. It'll take hours.
No, you know who they asked at that point? Electric Boom.
Oh my god. Bless that man's soul.
In other news, Devil May Cry 5 was good.
Yes.
Yes.
Kingdom Hearts 3 was bad.
Obviously.
And also,
Okay, well, minor news for people who's been playing Devil May Cry. Just so you guys know, I think it's during the beginning of April, they will be releasing free DLC known as Bloody Palace, which comes with its own levels, and hopefully what I'm hoping for, along with that, because that's all we know so far, is some form of co-op competitive play.
Yes. That would be awesome.
So far, people have been able to actually play, I believe it was Mission 13 in the base game.
Yep.
With other people online. Because that's basically how... Basically, the fun thing about DMC5 is that I noticed when I was playing as one character, if you look off when you're playing in like this linear level, if you look off in the distance, you actually see part of another level, and you actually see someone else playing that level.
Yo, that's so cool.
And you can tell that the person's playing with you because it'll say starring X down here, like their name, and you can see the other player playing alongside with you. Like, I ran into a Nero when I was playing as V, and the Nero was just jumping around.
That's so cool.
And like just firing guns, like, hey, over here.
Yo, that's so cool.
It was awesome.
I'm hoping it does include some form of co-op play, as well as, and this I found out because of data miners, there is some form of a playable version of, and I'm gonna say
Spoilers.
this with big spoilers here.
Spoilers.
Spoiler alert.
So if you don't want to be spoiled, skip to
the
timer.
Go forward like 2 minutes. I don't know.
Data miners have found and have modded into the game, even though I think it's going to be a future update later, there is some form of a playable version of Virgil. Obviously, there's certain key animations that are missing, but for the most part, he's actually complete with his own moveset and everything.
Including his double trigger.
Including his double trigger, yes. So, be on the lookout for that.
in minor news, Hawkeye is obviously experiencing a midlife crisis in Endgame.
Look, when Thanos snapped his fingers, he took a little too much off the top.
He just not even not too much off the top, too much off the sides.
Yeah, dude, what happened to my man's sideburns, yo?
No, the barber.
He went for a high and
disappeared.
tight, like really, really high.
Oh, wait, no, I remember what happened now. He was in the middle of getting his hair cut and his barber vanished.
Is that why he's so pissed at me?
Oh, yeah, that's exactly why I would be pissed off,
Avengers
too.
4 Endgame. Hawkeye's pissed.
Like, if I was in the middle of getting a shape up and all of a sudden I hear the clippers fall on the floor, I'm like, what the heck happened? I can't go out looking like this.
I paid $5 for this haircut.
Oh, is that why you changed his name to Roman?
Well, what do you
so people wouldn't
expect when you
recognize
go to
him as
Supercuts?
Hawkeye?
Yeah, oh, wow.
Aren't you Hawkeye? No.
No, my name's Ronan.
Yo, Ronan sideburns at.
Oh.
Dang, man. They did him dirty with that look. I'm sorry.
They really did.
Well, they did him dirty by not having him in Infinity War.
Yeah, this is
Which
true.
we'll probably find out why in this movie.
He was probably with his family.
We got an explanation on why Ant-Man wasn't there.
Well, we know why Ant-Man wasn't there.
Yeah, well, they said that Hawkeye and Ant-Man were on House of Rust, like in a one-off throwaway line in Infinity War, and then so we got the Ant-Man and Wasp movie where we saw what happened to him during that time, because that takes place at the same time as the movie.
Yep. So he was having fun.
I mean, he was having fun until he got stuck in the quantum realm because
Yeah.
his escape route got snapped.
And Venom was doing a thing during that time, apparently.
Venom exists. No, he doesn't.
Well, according to Sony, he does. But why would I want to trust them?
I don't.
Yeah.
There's a trailer for Spider-Man Far From Home, which looks pretty slick.
Yeah.
And I'm in my
I actually didn't
Spider-Man
get to
get up
watch
in the
that yet.
spirit of that.
It's good. Yeah, you're on double Spider-Man today.
Yeah, man. I got the spider armor hoodie on, and under it, well, it's a zip-up hoodie, and under it I have the White Spider T-shirt. That's basically the tribute to the what was it, the PS4 game?
Yeah.
which is freaking amazing. Amazing.
Amazing.
How dare
Uncanny.
you point?
Uncanny. Incredible. No, that's the Hulk.
That's the wrong superhero.
I also said Uncanny, which is the X-Men.
Wow.
The Uncanny Valley,
That's
which
Sonic.
is Battle Angel, Battle Angel.
Actually, that movie was good.
It was.
I watched. It was good. I liked it.
So that movie surprised me.
She just still.
I don't know a lot about the source material, but what I do know, they did a pretty good job with.
I'm hearing it's one of the better ones.
Yeah, it was.
She still looks creepy.
Oh,
I'm not
absolutely.
gonna lie.
Oh, yes.
But it surprised me that it didn't suck and it was an anime movie.
Yeah.
So, just take that.
Yeah.
Take that how you will.
That was
I guess.
legit a pretty decent live action
Wow.
anime
It
movie.
pretty much
They can
surprised
actually
me
do
as
it.
much as the live action Speed Racer movie surprised me.
Yo, the live action Speed Racer movie was so good.
It was actually
I
pretty
was
good.
actually going in there being like,
Oh, I can't
Probably
wait
gonna
to
be-
watch this garbage fire.
It was probably going to be cheesy as mess, and then it turns out it's F-Zero in disguise.
No.
I mean, it was cheesy as mess. That's what made it so good.
but no, like
I mean,
they
when you-
made it.
Mhm.
They made it cheesy where it worked, though.
They didn't.
Yes.
They didn't shy away from how terrible like the original anime is.
They knew what they were getting themselves into and played that into a strength.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah,
I
that's
mean,
all like, damn, okay.
given the source material, it's like you only had so much to work with.
Yup.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, and not to mention, even by the standards of that time, that show is like really cheesy and whatnot. So
It was literally what would
it
happen.
fits.
It was literally what would happen if the A-Team had a racer.
He's
I
going
mean,
over that
basically.
cliff. Ah!
I think that would probably be one of your best movies if they had that scene.
But hey.
If they had that freaking scene.
All I can say is, rip that one racer who always goes off the cliff in the intro.
Oh yeah,
and like that intro theme that plays.
The one where they like
Yeah.
clip him and it slides out and he
Yeah.
flies up.
Yeah.
And then the screen
That's
like
not how
flashes
cars
a little
work.
bit and then he explodes.
yeah.
It's
Like rip that guy, seriously.
like
I know that show's
Yeah.
opening like the back of my
Dangerous
hand because I've
microphone.
watched it so many times.
And the worst part about it was that the tune was really happy. As you see this man flying
You
into
know
his doom.
Nobody ever dies in that.
except
Even
for
when
that.
they should.
No, he had his parachute. He was okay.
Yeah, apparently.
God. No. That car was just a robot control car. No one was actually inside the car.
And his corpse just is like burning, saying like, "I'm okay."
I'm okay. Well, there's like there's so many crashes in that, and then there's just like short little scenes of like guys crawling out of the wreckage, like,
Yeah.
oh man, that sucks. Like,
Like, how did you live?
I'm invincible.
Well, no, and the movie, at least in like the live action movie, they do kind of explain.
They have the
that, like,
ejection
They do
system.
have an ejection system where they cover them up in like a kind of like shield. So when they do have those horrific cars,
it's just like the fast acting foam that just like.
So it's like armor that comes out at the last second that protects you.
yeah,
it's-
that's how they explain how they don't.
Basically, a Deus Ex Machina.
I mean,
So you don't have to think about it too much.
Almost literally.
Yeah.
I mean, if it works, it works.
It does ex
It's like,
machina.
so you don't have to worry about that and explain that to your kids.
Yeah. You're like,
That
oh, fine.
Speed Racer accidentally killed somebody in the intro.
Like,
And you know what's
Every
worse?
single episode for all 52 episodes.
I think they actually mentioned that in the Japanese lyrics of the opening.
What?
I don't know if it's that show specifically, but there's one that actually mentions what's going on the screen.
Oh my gosh. That wouldn't surprise me. Like, Speed Racer is that kind of, like, cheesy show.
Oh yeah.
I love the English. The English opening is so good. Also, we're so off topic.
Oh,
yes, we are.
That's okay.
That was the first time we talked about non-gaming stuff.
For a long time.
Yes,
We've been
yes.
going on for half an hour and we've barely touched on what we're supposed to be talking about.
Might be.
No, it's fine.
Because that was better than playing through Kingdom Hearts 3.
Speaking of,
Yes. We should
Yeah.
introduce that topic.
so yeah, the topic that we're going to talk about, because we were talking about it a little bit before we started recording, is basically just games that took too long to come out, and kind of, the implications of what that does to a game development. And obviously the most recent example is Kingdom Hearts 3, which came out and was kind of disappointing. I didn't play it, so I can't say firmly how it was, but everybody else here did. But there's a lot of other examples we can look at with that. There's
Final Fantasy 15.
Final Fantasy 15, Duke Nukem Forever.
Mm-hmm.
Which took forever to come out.
I think that's kind of the big one, because the term vaporware was coined for Duke Nukem Forever.
The fact that game existed in MS-DOS.
Yeah, there's actual development screenshots of Duke Nukem Forever in the same engine the first Duke Nukem 3D was in.
Yeah.
Which is an MS-DOS game. You need a virtual box to launch that on your PC right now?
Yep.
Ooh. I know I had another example. And
You
I
did.
Can't remember what it is. Some other game that took a long time to come out. The Last Guardian.
Oh,
There it was. I knew you'd remember.
I didn't play that game either.
I remember, I think you mentioned that you said you were... I feel like you did mention earlier that you said you were going to try it?
I was excited for it when they first announced it
Yeah.
in 2007? 2006? I don't know. One of the,
It was
10
slated,
years before it
was
came out.
slated for the PS3.
It was originally. I vividly remember reading the Game Informer article about it. And I was like, oh, that looks really cool. That was also before I played Shadow of the Colossus and realized I didn't like Team Ico games.
Uh-huh.
So there's that aspect to it. But, that game took 10 years to come out. It went through a development cycle so long that a new generation of games came out. It was almost a launch title for the PS3, and it launched well into the PS4's life cycle, which is...
Wasn't Last Guardian good, though?
No.
Sadly, it wasn't.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking Horizon, sorry.
Horizon?
I don't know why.
You did this last episode, too. You
Yeah.
mistook something else for Horizon Zero Dawn.
This is
I'm
starting to become a
sorry!
No,
That
Horizon...
I like a good game.
Horizon Zero Dawn had I don't want to say short, but it had a very realistic development cycle.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing about its development that had people kind of iffy about it during production was the fact that it was made by Guerrilla Games. So it is open world sandbox, post-apocalyptic, whatever time frame you want to put it in. It's a big adventure game. It's open world, and this is coming from the same guys who made Killzone, which is linear shooter.
Yeah.
And so Guerrilla Games had one game under their belt that they made 4 times, and out of nowhere, after not having a game come out for a little while, they came out and said, hey, we're making Horizon Zero Dawn. This is a new IP. This is an open world adventure game, and it looks sick because you fight robot dinosaurs with a bow and arrow. And everything about that made me want to buy it on the spot, but everything about Guerrilla Games made me want to wait. I ended up buying it day one and loving it, whatever. But that is a good development cycle. Just a couple years. 5 years is kind of pushing it.
Play that instead of Breath of the Wild.
Play that instead of Breath of the Wild.
Oh, yeah. Which I think we brought up before.
Yes.
We did.
That was in our Breath of the Wild discussion.
I swear, if and once we start doing face cam, we should have, when we're sitting in front of the camera, we should have a banner in the back saying we Breath of the Wild sucks.
Yeah. We're gonna make T-shirts for the podcast, and it's gonna say Breath of the Wild sucks.
Pretty much. That's like an ongoing.
It's just going to be like
a quote from us.
or better yet, I'm just going to have my own personal shirt that just has the box art and it says, "This game's not good."
Not good. But yeah, so you guys have a lot to say about Kingdom Hearts 3, which I think we kind of skimmed over in the podcast when we actually talked about Kingdom Hearts 3. So let me be very clear. I don't want a game to be bad.
Oh yeah,
That's
none of
not,
us do.
I don't like Kingdom Hearts just kind of at the outset. It's never a series I got into. So my friends were excited for a game. I don't care if it was good or bad. I'm still not going to play it. But I don't want people to play a game and be disappointed by it.
Especially when you've waited forever.
That's the thing, though. You guys, it's 17 years we've been waiting for this. Is not what I want to hear about a game, right?
Yep.
I've been waiting for this game to come out for 3 years since they announced it. That's totally reasonable.
Yes.
That was a little early of an announcement, but still, they announced Kingdom Hearts 3 at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2. Whoops.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that if it had like I said this before we started recording, I think that if Kingdom Hearts 3 had a regular development cycle, if they had either made it as soon as they finished Kingdom Hearts 2, or they started production in I almost said 2012, it still would have been a little long. But I mean, like, not too long.
Not too long.
But still, if they had started in 2014, 2015, used the tools they had at their disposal, made a new game, all of the same worlds, maybe not all the same worlds, some of the same worlds, I don't know.
Some new ones here and there.
Some new ones. They had Final Fantasy characters in it, I guess.
See, I still feel like one of the main reasons why I think that Kingdom Hearts 3 took so long isn't even, and this actually upsets me if this is partially true, isn't even just making the game, but getting the rights to have certain assets outside of their company to implement into the game.
Yep.
So, obviously they have the most stuff from Disney.
Mm-hmm.
That I feel like that's one of the reasons why the game took so long, is because they didn't want to have the same worlds from 1 and 2 and 3.
Yeah.
I think the only...
Well, you have enough movies to work with, though.
But they still would have to get them from Disney.
Yeah,
first.
but the thing is that Kingdom Hearts is made by Disney.
This is true, yeah.
It's a collaboration.
It's a collaboration, right, between Squeenix and Disney, but it's still, like, at the outset made by Disney. So acquiring the ability to use certain movies shouldn't have been an issue, or at least not that big of an issue. One of the things I know held up the production of that game is Final Fantasy 15, which is a game that took forever to come out.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know how long ago Final Fantasy 13 came out.
The worst part is the time that they announced 3, they also announced the remake of 7.
Which they were also working on.
So here's the thing. The team that made Kingdom Hearts 3 is the same team that made Final Fantasy 15.
Mm-hmm.
So they announced Kingdom Hearts 3 and then stopped working on Kingdom Hearts 3 so that they could make Final Fantasy 15, release a game that was supposed to come out 10 years ago, and then finish working on a game that was supposed to come out 17 years ago.
They all and like Josh said, they also announced Final Fantasy 7, which they were working on until that whole deal with CyberConnect flopped, and they had to delete all the assets and everything that they had, and will need to build it from scratch.
Oh, really? Is that what happened?
Yes.
That's
why they haven't said anything about Final Fantasy 7 Remake in forever.
My excitement for my excitement for the Final Fantasy 7 Remake quickly dropped after its announcement, because it was announced and I was like, oh, that's cool. That's a very popular game that I've never played. I'd love to play a remake of it. I would recommend anybody who hasn't played Resident Evil 2 Remake, play Resident Evil 2 Remake. It's really good. So I was like, before Resident Evil 2 came out, I was assuming that Final Fantasy 7 would be something like that. And then the very first announcement they made about it was, oh yeah, this is going to be a 2-disc game, or a 2-game release. It's going to be 2 chapters. They're going to split it in half. They're going to add a lot more than the source material had. I was like...
It wouldn't be the first time they split the game up, though.
Okay. But, like, this is
the PS4.
But Final Fantasy 7 came out as one game.
Mm-mm. It was spread across 3 discs.
But it was one game, right? You bought Final Fantasy 7. You
yeah,
owned all 4 discs.
It came with all 3.
All the discs for Final Fantasy 7. I don't care how many discs it's split across, right? Like, Red Dead Redemption 2 is a 2-disc game, an install disc and a play disc.
Oh wait, I see what you're saying.
They're 2 different games. Final Fantasy 7 Part 1 and Final Fantasy 7 Part 2 as 2 separate releases.
Right.
And I was like, okay, I'm already iffy paying like $60 for a game that came out in 2000.
The only way they would be able to get away with that is if they cost $30 each.
Yeah, and they wouldn't. They would cost $40 to $60 each.
Most likely.
Especially since it's probably going to be a full new release. So it'll probably be $60 for each game. And I was like, I'm less excited for this now. I could just, like, blow the dust off a PS2 and play like the original Final Fantasy
What
VII.
would most likely have to be done if it did that would be to wait for both games to come out. Try to get one on a discount and then get the other at whatever.
Pre-owned.
Yeah, and
Buy both of them at a discount, or wait for both of them to come out. Wait for all of the unnecessary DLC to come out, and then buy the collection that inevitably releases with both of them in it for full price.
Yeah.
But like
Or
that's
when
still
it gets
too many
discounted.
steps to play a game that came out in like 2001.
Yeah.
Like right?
No, 1997.
1997. I don't know.
It's
Within that window.
Yeah.
Too long ago to pay $60 for like two different $60 twice.
Well, that still adds on to the whole.
I said quick aside. We've been talking about this for like 15 minutes.
I mean,
know,
it's
but
still within the
basically,
topic.
It's still
though.
the fact that you have. We still
Yeah,
have
1997.
1997. Nice job.
We don't have much to go with, and the game has been announced for like a while now.
Yeah, it was announced at the same time they re-announced Kingdom
It's
Hearts
coming.
3.
That's
And they
all
said
we
it's-
know.
And we got that trailer, and I was like, wow, that trailer looks sick.
It did.
I didn't know that they had to like Metroid Prime 4 their ass.
Yeah.
They actually had to, because all the stuff you saw in that trailer was done by CyberConnect. And in case you don't know who CyberConnect is, they're the same guys who gave us the Dot Hack GU series on the PS2 and the PS4 remake.
Mm-hmm.
So they know what they're doing. They can make good stuff. But like I said, they had a falling out and they had to delete everything and start from scratch. So I don't even know what team is working on this game or how they're even going to develop it at this point.
It could still be in limbo, which means that maybe in 5 more years it gets released as a vision of 2 separate developers smushed together into one kind of mediocre game.
Probably on the PS5. Because at this point, it's not.
See, I
coming
just
out on
looped
the
it back
PS4.
around. I made it an analog for the games that we were talking about today.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, it's probably going to be on the PS5 because with the way things are going, by the time they even touch that game or work on it, they're going to finish it when the PS5 comes out, and it's going to be a launch title for the PS5.
I don't know about a launch title. Maybe a couple months into its life cycle.
Most likely.
Probably.
If it was the launch title, that might actually be a good reason to buy a PS5 day of launch.
Even then,
Never buy a console day of release.
Like I said, even then I still wouldn't do it because, that's my rule.
That's my advice to everybody ever. Never buy a console day of release.
Mm-hmm.
Always a bad idea. First off, you always have at least a year, maybe even longer, where all of the good games that come out for that console are released on both.
Yep.
And then even after that, you can get away with not having the new console, right? Until something really good comes out that you need the new one for.
Or the better version of that console comes out.
Launch edition consoles always suck. Like, launch edition Xbox One, mandatory Kinect. You had to buy the Kinect, which you don't have. You don't even need one connected anymore, which is amazing.
The Switch had cracked cases due to prolonged heat usage.
Prolonged heat usage. The problem with putting it into the dock wrong and scratching the screen, right? Like, I've never bought I've bought launch models, but I've never bought a console at launch because there's always hardware issues, there's always software issues. It's just good advice not to buy a system at launch.
Unless we say about the 360.
I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Yeah.
Yep, I ain't saying nothing.
But
How many of you even have experience with the Red Ring of Death?
I never had an
Personally,
Xbox
no.
system in my life.
I have, but inadvertently experienced it. I say inadvertently because I was playing at a friend of mine's who had an Xbox
vicariously.
360. Yeah, we were I was actually sitting there and was gonna experience one of the Halo titles on that one, and we were trying to boot the game up, and the next thing we know, we saw the flickering red ring, and my friend proceeded to just cry if I had to describe how he felt.
I actually fixed the Red Ring of Death on one of my old consoles because it was one of those hardware issues, right? Because they did eventually come out with a slimmer, better console.
They did.
It's the improved Xbox 360 is also the only system I'm okay with soft buttons on because it's recessed. But that's beside the point. The problem with the Red Ring of Death was actually a circulation issue, like overheating and circulation. So if you just like popped the thing open and took a can of air and blew out the insides, You just cleaned all the dust out of it. You were good to go.
We didn't know it at the time.
Yeah, that's.
We ended up having to like go out to like Pizza Hut or something to cheer him up.
On the subject of Halo.
Yes. Oh right, the Halo
on Steam, right?
Is it out yet?
I don't know.
When it comes out, I'm totally getting that.
But it's also the first release for Halo 2 and Halo 3 on PC.
Yes.
Which is super exciting. I love Halo. Yeah.
And I finally get to gain a proper experience. And I get to play the game on keyboard and mouse.
That's actually not why it was actually meant to be played on controller.
I know, but personally, I prefer my shooters on PC and mouse. That's a PC and mouse. I'm going to say keyboard and mouse.
Ready when it's ready. But you can play it early. Okay.
Wait, so what's up?
They did the Rockstar. It'll be ready when it's ready.
Oh, I see.
But I mean, still, it's cool that it's coming out. It's also going to have Halo Reach in it. It's going to be the Master Chief Collection plus Halo Reach.
Yes.
Which is sick because Halo 4 sucks, but Halo Reach is great.
That's good to know.
I'll take your word for it, I suppose. Man, what is it with you and 4?
He doesn't like 4.
Well, no. He also had Fallout 4, which was disappointing to its predecessors.
So you're just saying that because like, if it has 4 in the title, it's going to suck.
All I'm saying...
Josh will either be disappointed or, no, it's terrible.
Dang.
So here's my thing, though, is that I'm also big on... Persona 4 is a terrible game.
Right,
my god!
I'm sorry to
telling you, dude.
4 is the cursed number.
I'm sorry to say this, man, but any game with 4 in its title will disappoint you.
Will either disappoint him.
No, you guys are wrong.
Thinks it sucks.
Left 4 Dead.
Okay, he got away with that. He got away with that.
That's one though.
But like, I know
they can't count to 3.
That's valid.
he tried.
Valve can't count to 3. But the thing with like games making it to 4, I mean, I think Persona is just an outlier in this blanket statement that I'm making. But like, if a series gets to 4, they probably should have stopped already. Persona being the outlier because each game is
I'm gonna tell you right now, there is definitely gonna be a 4th Kingdom Hearts game. I am sorry.
Oh, they even made it clear as day that there's gonna
critical
be a 4th.
Failure. But it was a critical failure, but sales wise, it made a lot of money because it's Kingdom Hearts.
It's probably one of the reasons why I don't think it deserves it.
So, it really didn't. Look, the ending I felt like was undeserved, in my honest opinion.
I was saying a thing.
What's up?
I lost my train of thought. Hold on.
My bad.
Okay, no, it's okay. We got off on a tangent. But like, if a game makes it to 4, I'm all about new IPs, original ideas. If somebody comes up with a new game that's coming out and they're like, this is my new IP, I'm making this game, I'm like, heck yeah, this isn't a sequel or a remake, let's go. But like, if you made a sequel to a sequel to a sequel to a sequel, then alright, you're kind of running out of original ideas now. Let's kind of like, let's pump the brakes a little bit. Persona being the outlier because each game is non-congruent and not actually a sequel, just set within the same universe.
It's weird. There's the first one, the second one, which is a sequel, it's a sequel in the sense that they both take place in the same universe. 3 is completely different from 1 and 2. 4 takes place, I think, a certain amount of time after 3, and now 5 is its own thing, completely separated from 3 and 4.
Shin Megami Tensei.
Almost. The thing with Persona 4 and 5 is they both make callbacks to the previous games.
Yeah.
Because Takemi, during her confidant, at one point is on the phone with the death confidant from Persona 4.
Oh, I think it's the old lady. Yeah, I think it's the old lady.
I don't know that much about 4. It's a bad game. I didn't play it. And also the crossover. There's like crossover events with Arena and the dancing games and the Q titles, which I don't think count. If they exist. Anyway, Kingdom Hearts 3 sucks.
Anyway, you were saying the ending was undeserved.
I mean, there were a couple of things that were just undeserved because either the plot didn't exactly deliver on what it should have been delivering on, such as certain points being underplayed, misused characters across the board. Kyrie, I'm looking at you.
Did it feel disconnected from 2?
Yes.
Yes,
it did.
Almost like they started making a sequel to 2 and then decided not to, like 5 years ago.
Well, the problem was, it's not so much a disconnection as in it's inconsistent with 2. It's just that the story was just paced all over the place, essentially.
Yeah.
Like, at one point...
What about dancing with the townsfolk?
Dancing with the... Oh, well, you mean getting turned with Sora?
I guess. So, like, that's the thing is one of the criticisms for Kingdom Hearts 3 I noticed. It's pretty standard a lot of around for a lot of people that were like critiquing it, is that it doesn't do anything well, but it does a lot of things.
Yes.
So there's like levels heavy in combat, levels heavy in platforming, levels that are space shooters and puzzle games, and the dancing with the townfolk, and there's just the game does a lot of things, which is I think one of the points, because it's been in production for so long, it's been passed between so many different sets of hands. It's
unfortunately
Duke
it's not
Nukem
fun.
syndrome.
Well, see, the thing is,
because it doesn't do anything well, is why it's not fun.
Yeah.
the thing is that the combat in the game was actually polished. Like that's one of the high redeeming qualities about it. And when you're running around and exploring the worlds, that's another high
Looking for
redeeming
ingredients.
quality. No, no, not looking for ingredients.
See, that's why I'm never getting that one Keyblade, because I just refuse to touch that part of the game.
Wait, what Keyblade?
There is a Keyblade you can get for doing like the cooking minigame side of things.
There is?
There is.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, I feel like too many games want you to take selfies. I'm sick of it.
Hey, Spider-Man.
Yeah, it was fine in Spider-Man, but there's so many games that want you to take selfies, right?
It was fine in Spider-Man. It was fine in Legend of
Look,
Zelda.
Spider-Man...
They just want to copy a
Wind
good
Waker.
game.
It was fine in Wind Waker
Look, Spider-Man...
because it was goofy and it kind of fit.
It fit because of its cartoons.
But like, there's so many like Kingdom Hearts, like.
Spider-Man taking selfies actually fits though because it's Peter Parker.
But it fits his character, right?
Yes.
Because he's I'm not a journalist, but he's a photographer,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
like taking pictures follows suit. So I think that and there wasn't a lot of like emphasis put on taking pictures either. It was a feature in the game, which is neat.
They gave you so many picture customizations as well with it.
And it was great, but it also like there
It wasn't like
there
heavily
wasn't
focused on.
There was a point in the game where you do have to take pictures of things. You have to take pictures of monuments, which worked for world building.
Yeah.
And then you had to take pictures of secret stuff.
Yep.
To get the underpants, I think.
And then you take pictures of the villains you're beating up just to BM.
Yeah, but like it was a neat way to kind of work Peter's character into game mechanics, which is cool. It works in Wind Waker because you get a Picto Box, and Wind Waker's a goofy game.
It was.
I mean,
it's
technically,
a
it had
goofy thing.
it had the ability to be a selfie thing before selfies became more popular.
Yeah.
Plus,
it had the shot. And it took the shot later.
Plus, I love the excuse my French, the shit posting that was made.
Oh
in Wind
god,
Waker.
I love one of my favorite
So-
things from Wii U.
GameCube Wind Waker did the layup, and then Wind Waker HD dunked it. That's
One
what
of my
I'm
favorite
getting.
things was one of the things that made sailing more awesome for me and hilarious is that they did that whole mechanic where you can like leave like messages in the middle of the ocean.
Oh,
And
yeah,
sometimes
the
when
bottles.
and you sometimes would pick it up and it would have a picture with a really hilarious capture next to it.
I love the one that somebody did where it had Toon Link taking a picture of the fat pig, and he said, "Hey, look, I found Ganon's mom."
Yo, no, but like I'm getting really tired of games being like I'm okay with a picture mode. Like it's kind of like why is this in here sometimes?
You know what game doesn't have a selfie mode? Devil May Cry 5.
Yeah, Devil May Cry 5 doesn't have a selfie mode.
Perfect. Do you know how much it would suck if Dante like had a cell phone? He was like, "Ha, guys, I like pizza. Take a selfie."
Well, hold on. Actually,
Jackpot.
wait. Devil May Cry 5 actually does have a photo system, but it doesn't take the picture. You're not required to take the picture. It does it for you when you kill a monster.
Okay.
And it just marks it on your board.
But that's just like a screenshot.
Yeah,
right?
it's a screenshot.
That's not like a photo mode. It's like in Horizon Zero Dawn, you can take a photo mode where you can like pause the game and then you can adjust shutter depth or shutter speed and focus depth. You can even adjust the time of day.
So basically,
really cool.
Spider-Man's photo thingy.
Yeah, except it came out a couple years before Spider-Man.
Right.
Whatever. But like Spider-Man did it, and there was a few game mechanics pointed at taking pictures of things and the ability to take selfies because it's Spider-Man in modern day. It works. And then Kingdom Hearts is like, haha, Sora sucks at technology. He should take a picture of a Mickey emblem. Selfies.
I think there's a Mickey emblem up there.
It doesn't help that taking pictures of emblems actually, depending on the level of difficulty that you play the game, you kind of need a certain amount of them to get the secret ending of the game as well.
You also need
easy and less easy. Are those the difficulty options?
you also need
easy, less easy, brain dead.
You also need to take enough photos so that you can get a stupid synthesis material so you're able to forge the best Keyblade in the game.
So more like forced game mechanics in a way.
Yeah, but like it doesn't. Is there any part of Sora's character that would make sense for this to be a game mechanic in the same way that Peter is a photographer?
Well, you said it yourself. Sora sucks at technology. He doesn't care about technology.
I don't even think that's the thing. Like it doesn't make sense.
Even in the game when he was given the phone,
I don't know how to use a phone.
Yeah, he was struggling to use it. It got down and Goofy had to teach him how to use that. And
that's going to be in Kingdom Hearts 3.5 where it's going to be a prequel
to
3.
Another thing to make.
And they're going to
Kingdom Hearts 4, they have to make another game before 4.
Well, we have
Switch exclusive. I'm calling it.
Well, so before Kingdom Hearts 4, we have to have Kingdom Hearts 3.5, Kingdom Hearts 3.5 Final Chapter Prologue. Several, like I'm gonna say 4 to 6 is my guess. Calling it now 4 to 6 side games with plot relevance, more plot relevance than Kingdom Hearts 3, and none of them make any sense. And they all have stupid titles that make you embarrassed to say in public. Kingdom Hearts 356 over 2 days.
I knew you was going to say that.
I stopped taking it seriously when literally some of the plot still is not fully fleshed out and fully finished because some of the plot is in
the mobile game.
Yeah, some of the plots in the mobile game.
We're not even the Japanese version is finished.
Let's not forget.
Because there's still 2 characters that are not accounted for even in the third game. They're implied in the third game. They're not outright stated. And I'm assuming they're going to do it in the mobile game. When?
Didn't they make the mobile game... Didn't they turn off the... Not turn off the mobile game, but didn't they remove... gotcha systems from the mobile game?
No.
Only in Belgium. No, in Belgium you can't even get the game anymore because of the gotcha system.
Yeah.
So what? I thought that there was there just a Kingdom Hearts 3 release event that happened then?
There was.
It was a shitty event. It was an event nonetheless.
He's not wrong. he really isn't wrong. That event was ass.
I already have
that event was
too much work with one mobile game.
No, let's be fair.
Total balls.
Let's be fair. Part of the plot, you would have to go see an orchestra just to get plot details as well.
Yeah.
Wait, really?
You have to watch a symphonic version of Kingdom Hearts to get plot details.
He's not wrong.
I think that was a thing.
That was a thing.
It was a thing, man.
My meta knowledge of Kingdom Hearts is very limited, mostly because
I'm not joking about that. That's sad.
I don't understand the little nuggets of information that I do have, but from what I understand, the very first game in the storyline is a web browser game that you can't play anymore.
Yeah, you can't play anymore because it was...
What?
That was called
How is that plot relevant? How?
It's technically... No, the worst part is that browser game turned mobile game was technically the whole thing that kickstarted this whole entire fucking fuckfest.
Oh,
see,
God.
this is to quote one of my favorite reviewers. Well, I shouldn't say it's a quote, but this is exactly the reason why he stopped caring about the story. Because it went from a simple story about a boy and a key who's fighting darkness and restoring worlds.
I'm sure that if you take Kingdom Hearts, like the first one, and remove everything else from it, it's a decent... Like, it's probably... Like, I don't like it, but it's probably a fun game to play. And the story is probably not as stupid as...
It wasn't.
Full Kingdom Hearts, right? And then, was there any side games between Kingdom Hearts and Kingdom Hearts 2?
Chain of Memories.
One.
Mm-hmm. That was just one.
One! Okay. Isn't that the one with the card fight?
Yes.
That's the card.
Okay, that's the card game.
That's the card one.
I know people are mixed on that. I have some knowledge.
I'm very...
And then...
It was Kingdom Hearts 2,
then
right?
2 came out.
You take those 3 games, right? It might be a little bit more confusing because this is written by someone who's probably insane. But
Listen, real quick.
Kojima?
Kojima.
Thing.
Like, here's the thing, though. If you play Metal Gear Solid, like, 1 through 5, there are a couple side games. You might have to play the PSP game just to get some of the context for Metal Gear Solid 5. And Kojima's freaking insane.
Yes.
But Metal Gear Solid's fun, and I kind of understand it.
See, the thing that I've been learning...
You don't have to go to Metal Gear Orchestra to get plot details.
No, the first game in the Metal Gear Solid timeline is Metal Gear Solid 3. It's not Metal Gear Solid mobile web browser game that can't be played anymore with plot-relevant details.
No, because...
I feel sorry for the people in Belgium that now they don't have any idea what's going on in that game anymore now that they can't play it anymore.
Yep.
No, with Metal Gear Solid, Konami just goes into your home and takes your copy away of stream, so you don't know what's going on.
I mean, that's... Like, to be fair, I don't understand Metal Gear Solid, mostly because I don't think it's meant to be understood. Because Kojima's also insane.
But
Here's the thing. As I've been playing throughout the entire series, Tetsu Nomura is a really good artist. I feel like his artistic sense and aura is really amazing. Mm-hmm. And he's good at making ideas.
Yes.
But...
and it's a big one.
He is probably one of the, if not the biggest, shittiest storyteller I've ever heard.
that basically drives home what I was also going to say as well. It was, and this is like about that same reviewer I mentioned earlier, who said that he loved the story in 1 and in 2, but it was after 2 that's when the story took a dumpster dive. And it never came back up. He just stopped caring after that, and all he cared about at that point was just how the game played, and that was
fair. All right, I think we're gonna wrap it up.
So I don't know if I mentioned this before, but playing through this game, the first few hours, I was able to finish my teaching certificates that I needed for work easily from beginning to end. And it felt like I barely played the game.
Oh yeah, because it's cutscene heavy.
It's like...
It does the Metal
Gear Solid 4 cutscenes heavy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do the cutscenes make sense?
No.
Okay, well, then they're on par with that. So, but I don't know.
It's like,
all right, we'll have to wrap it up. We're going to finish this discussion off recording because this episode's going to get too long. I'm sorry that we didn't actually talk all that much about games that took forever to come up, and we just kind of crapped on Kingdom Hearts 3. But, that's what this discusjust
So we're going to have to expand that banner from like Breath of the Wild sucks, and now Kingdom Hearts 3 also sucks.
We're just going to have our games that suck list.
It'd be Breath of the Wild sucks, and then a little arrow, Kingdom Hearts 3.
Also Kingdom Hearts 3. So here's the thing, though, is that, like, unpopular opinion, Breath of the Wild sucks. Fairly popular opinion, Kingdom Hearts 3 sucks.
Trust me, if you said Kingdom Hearts 3 sucks to fans, they will most likely agree with you more often than not.
So, anyway, we're going to probably just wrap it up there, and we'll continue this discussion off recording.
Let's be fair.
Maybe make some notes about it.
Let's be fair.
I don't know.
Let's be fair. Let's just pretend that it ended at Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix.
Yeah, honestly, yes.
Let's just pretend.
Where we had Final Fantasy characters! Where the hell are they, man?
Hey, we have Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Where's my X-Men and Deadpool?
Duncan, don't you know they don't represent Kingdom Hearts 3's core values?
Don't give me that core value crap.
All right, guys, bye. Thank you for listening.
Bye.